At that time, Manchester United was sort of head and shoulders above everyone else in terms of the sort of the environment, the culture that was there, and young players going to the football club. I spent time playing for Arsenal as an under-13 player before joining Manchester United. And although Arsenal is obviously a fantastic football club, I didn't enjoy it that much. I didn't enjoy sort of going to training with other people that weren't my friends, weren't my peers, that I was used to playing with in grassroots football with my team, and really felt sort of out my comfort zone, but probably not in a positive way. When I went up to United, it just felt so sort of different. Everyone there seemed so sort of happy, so enthusiastic, so pleased to see you, and you just felt part of something so soon after being there. It was a place where, like, every school holidays I'd travel up from my home in Cambridge and stay up there, and I used to look forward to that so much because I knew it was going to be absolutely fantastic, and it's such a sort of friendly, welcoming environment that you're exposed to. And the second that I went there, I knew that I wanted to sign for the club because it just felt so special at that time.
When first signing for United, did it feel like you were still joining a football club or something bigger, perhaps more corporate? Or did the club still have its local roots back then?
Yeah, without a doubt. It felt more like, obviously the name Manchester United springs massive excitement. They were the team, like the Premier League team that I followed as a child. I watched all the young players coming through some years before me, the class of 92 and whatnot, and just didn't know what to expect, but it felt like having joined the club, signed for the club, that you were part of a family immediately. I think a huge amount of that comes from how the manager run the club, where he'd know everyone, whether you're a 15-year-old boy or David Beckham. He'd take the time to speak to everyone, make you feel so welcome and part of something probably bigger, whereas at other clubs that I trialled at and went to, it just felt like it didn't have that same sort of family feel to it.
How important was playing in the FA Youth Cup as a United player?
Yeah, so that's the biggest, like, as a youth team player, that's the biggest part of the season. Obviously at United, there's huge expectations because the club's had so much success in it in the past. And I remember when I went up there as a first year YTS player, I wasn't one of the sort of the best players in my age group. I wasn't someone that was sort of looked upon as the top player or anything like that, but managed to sort of started off as a centre forward, then was moved out onto the wing and started excelling a lot more as a winger and standing out a lot more than I was as a striker, and managed to be in the team for the Youth Cup. That was what all the lads wanted to be, like, to be in the starting 11 for the Youth Cup. I remember in our first year we played Blackburn Rovers in the third round, where we came in and played at Ewood Park. It was a 0-0 draw and we were really poor. I played really poorly, had no effect on the game whatsoever, and sort of went in the dressing room after the game, and Sir Alex was there. He was at all the youth team games and sort of started having a go at us, said that it wasn't good enough, dug out a couple of the lads, didn't say anything to me, and I was sort of thinking, is that a good or a bad thing? Because obviously when he does have a go at you, it means that he actually sort of thinks something of you. He obviously expects a little bit more, but didn't say anything to me. Then we played the replay at Old Trafford, and I wasn't even on the bench. I didn't even make the squad for the game in that game, which was a sort of a huge disappointment, but also a bit of a wake-up call as well, as like you're not even in the squad, you're not even on the bench for the game. And we ended up losing that game and getting knocked out in the third round. Then in my second year, when I was a second year YTS player, we played Everton in the third round, who had a really good team. We drew 2-2 at Gig Lane. We didn't play at Old Trafford, so our home game was at Gig Lane, Bury's ground. and I managed to score 2 goals, a late equaliser to take the replay to Goodison Park, and sort of full of confidence, sort of going there, having scored 2 goals. And I remember the youth development officer, the person that signed me for the club, Dave Bushell, was sat with Sir Alex at Goodison Park watching the game, and Dave said that he was sort of bigging me up, talking about my 2 goals in the last game, and again had a really poor game. Everton were much better than us. I think they beat us 4-1 on the night, and I remember Dave Bushell pulling me, saying I was saying all this to Sir Alex about how you're coming on, and his reply was, he looks more like Bambi on ice than anything else. So that was another start wake-up call, from scoring 2 goals in the first game and feeling on top of the world, to then sort of not performing particularly well in the second game at Goodison Park.